Hello everyone, welcome to the channel of Virtual Learning Hub. I am Devdeep Bhattacharya and today we will understand about a topic which is called cost of capital. Now before understand what is cost of capital, we need to understand what is capital. Now for a business, we need capital. Why you need capital? We draw a small balance sheet. Here is fixed asset, here is current asset. Now how we will produce this fixed asset and current asset? We can purchase fixed asset and working capital from capital. This is the only source for fixed asset and current asset. So now how we will get this capital? There is specially two kind of source which is called equity and debt as debenture. There is also some way for getting capital like reference capital, long-term loan, etc. But specially this equity and debt. Now how we will get this equity? So we will get equity from owners, own investors, etc. How we will get debenture? From outside sources, from bank, etc. Now as we are getting capital from these two sources, in return what we need to give? For equity we need to give some return. This return is a expense for the business. And for debt we need to bear a fixed percentage of interest. This is also expenses for the business. That expenses for business is called cost, in a small word, which is called cost for the business. So both are cost. Now the thing is, this cost of equity is greater than the cost of debt. So we can call the cost of equity as KE. KE represent as cost of equity, and this is also cost which is represent cost of debt as KD, cost of debenture. Now KE is greater than KD. Now if the business is suffering from such loss, we must need to bear debenture, but we need not give a return for the cost of equity, but the return is higher than cost of debt. This is why the cost of equity is increasing comparing to the cost of debt, but for the cost of debt the risk is high, but this type of interest we must need to bear. If the business is loss or profit, it doesn't matter. So this is the basic concept of cost of capital. These are the sources of capital and for these sources we need to bear some cost, which is called the cost of capital. Now I think you understand the concept of cost of capital. Now we can write what is cost of capital. The cost of capital is the rate of return of the company has to pay to various supplies of funds for the firm or business. As I told you, which is a rate as interest and return for equity for the company has to must pay to various supplies of funds like equity debenture for the firm or business. Now we will understand what is some significance of the cost of capital. Some significance of cost of capital. Number one is helpful in designing the capital structure. Now what is capital structure? There is another chapter. Second is helpful in taking financial decisions, as which is called capital budgeting. And last but not the least, helpful to analysis the business. So these are some significance of cost of capital. I think you understand what is cost of capital and the introduction of cost of capital, and these are some points of significance of cost of capital. So thank you, that's it. In next video we will understand some formula of KE as cost of equity and KD of cost of debenture. Thank you.